Hey guys, just wanted to kind of fill you guys in on what's going on, what I'm doing tonight, my relaxing little Fiat wrenching session. I ordered a couple of new parts from Auto Ricambi, a new oil filler cap. That's cool. It's only a couple bucks, but you do have to bend the inside tabs a little bit. These guys bend them out a little bit further than they come from the factory with to get it to stick. So that's about the quality of Fiat or Italian manufacturing that we're used to. The other thing is I put a spark arrestor into the vent line. This one right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's the one that goes from the crankcase to the air box. I was supposed to have one, and it's like $1.30, so I figured that's probably a good idea. The other thing I got was a new clamp. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I run this 4-into-1 header, and it's always leaking, and I figured, okay, I'm going to give it a new clamp. And what I did differently this time when I took the header out than I have on my previous forays into this is I took the clamp off first and left this connected. This is, I don't know if this is factory, it looks aftermarket. It's a stainless steel downpipe, and it actually has a, probably not going to be able to see that, but down there there's a little tab where it bolts to the transmission, so it's fairly sturdy. And I took it off, I took the clamp off, and I saw that on this side it had about a gap of 1/8 of an inch. So that's obviously no good, and that's why my little 4-banger sounds like a V8. So I'm doing that, and then the other thing is I thought, well, while I'm in here, I kind of reused my old exhaust manifold gasket, which you're not supposed to do, and of course it's leaking oil. Let me show you guys the catastrophe of hardware that I'm currently dealing with here. So we've got this from left to right. This is a stud where it just comes out with a nut, a bunch of washers on it. This one is just a nut. This one is my favorite. This is an SAE bolt, and it's been kind of drilled so that it just taps its own thread. That has a finite number of uses. Then what I did here when I lost patience with it last time is I just tapped one of those to M10, got a flange bolt, and called it a day. And then this one is another SAE bolt, but this one actually has a hex head, and it's too long, so it's got that nut on it as a spacer. Well, if you guys have any ideas on how to fix this, sort of taking out the cylinder head and using timesert or heli coils to fix those threads properly, I'm all ears, but that's kind of what we're working with. I know that there's an oil galley behind this one, which again I think is an absolutely horrible design choice, and it is leaking from there, so I'm going to use a little bit more silicone this time and a new gasket. That should hopefully clear it up. But I think what I can do is bolt the manifold back in, so it has that, 16, it might have only been a 1/16 of an inch gap here, and then loosen that down below and rotate this until I can get it to line up nicely around the donut. I've cleaned this up with some sandpaper and stuff, and the donut on the manifold still looks good, and then clamp it down, because I was under the impression that the clamp would kind of situate it perfectly, but I don't think that's what's going on, because every time I've taken this apart and put it back together, it was a real loud car. So fingers crossed. The alternative is to get the 4-in-2-in-1 header and a different downpipe, but that would require some exhaust work down below, because we installed a new exhaust and I had to do some welding on that, so I'd have to redo that. And swapping headers also, or excuse me, swapping exhaust manifolds also requires taking this apart again, and I think I can get away with bolting this together maybe, hopefully once more, maybe twice more, but every time I take these fasteners out, this lovable band of misfits as far as fasteners are concerned, a little bit of aluminum shaving comes out with it, so I don't know how much these threads have to give, but with any luck, this time it will actually work properly. So I'm actually going to give the silicone on the thread on this one for the oil galley, I'm actually going to give it 24 hours of set time, and then yeah, and then hopefully we'll get something that doesn't leak oil and also doesn't have any exhaust leaks. I've had one or the other so far with this, so fingers crossed that we can kind of get that. Well, while I have you guys, what is my super sweet lamp? What is this thing? This little, it looks like in Germany we have these tea lights that you put on a grave. You light a little, they're like this, they're like red glass, and they have a little cap, and you put a little candle in there, and then you turn it on to pay your respect and your homage to your loved one. I don't think that's what's going on here, but if somebody could tell me what this is, that would be fantastic. And then also, if anybody has a source for the hose that goes from here to the overflow tank or the measurements, that would be sweet, because I can't really find anything locally that fits that. It seems like it's a very strange sort of size. But anyways, yeah, that's it from me. So see you guys on the forum.